There is something happening around you right now, and if you are a Capricorn, you probably already feel it. Not in a loud or dramatic way. Capricorns do not get dramatic signals. You get quiet ones. You get a feeling in your chest when you wake up in the morning that something is about to shift. You get a restlessness in your bones, the kind that does not go away no matter how busy you keep yourself. You start noticing things, small things you would normally brush off or explain away. But you keep noticing them again and again, and some part of you, the part of you that has always been wiser than you give yourself credit for, that part knows that these are not coincidences. These are signals. These are the small signs that the big change is already in motion, already moving toward you, already gathering momentum just below the surface of your everyday life. Capricorn, you were born under Saturn. You were built for long cycles, for patience, for doing the work even when no one is watching and no reward is in sight. That means you are not the type to get swept up in false promises. You are not the type to believe in something just because it feels good. But right now, what you are feeling is not wishful thinking. What you are feeling is real. The ground is shifting beneath your feet in the best possible way, and the signs are already there if you are willing to see them. This video is going to walk you through 10 of them. Pay attention, because this is your season and you deserve to know it. Sign 1. You have started waking up before your alarm. This might seem like a simple, practical thing. Maybe you think it is stress, or maybe you think your body is just adjusting to a new schedule. But Capricorn, you have been doing this for a while now, and it does not feel like stress. It feels like anticipation. It feels like your body knows something that your mind has not fully caught up with yet. When big change is brewing in a Capricorn's life, the first place it often shows up is in the sleep cycle. Saturn rules structure, routine, and time. Your body is deeply connected to these rhythms. When something major is about to shift, your internal clock picks it up first. You start waking up earlier, sometimes an hour before your alarm, sometimes 2. You lie there in the dark, and instead of feeling anxious, you feel alert. You feel like your mind is already running through possibilities, already making plans, already preparing for something. This is not insomnia. This is your subconscious mind doing what Capricorn does best: preparing. You are a planner by nature. You always have been. Even before you know exactly what you are planning for, your mind begins laying the groundwork. The early mornings are that groundwork. They are the quiet hours when your deeper instincts are organizing the path forward, clearing space, making room. Pay attention to what you think about in those early hours. Not the worries, set those aside for a moment. Pay attention to the ideas, the images, the vague but persistent sense of what your life could look like. Capricorns who are on the edge of a major breakthrough often report that those quiet early morning hours were when they first got clear on what they actually wanted, what they were actually building toward. This is not a coincidence that you are waking up. This is your system saying, get ready. The day is coming. The shift is close. And you, more than any other sign, know how to use the quiet hours well. So use them. Write down what comes to you. Keep a notebook by the bed. The ideas that show up at 5 in the morning before the world wakes up. Those ideas may be the blueprint for the next chapter of your life. Trust the early waking. Trust the anticipation. Your body already knows what your mind is still catching up to. Sign 2. People from your past are reappearing. You have noticed it. Someone you used to know sends you a message out of nowhere. An old colleague mentions your name in a conversation and it gets back to you. A person you had almost completely forgotten reaches out through social media, through a mutual friend, or simply walks back into your life in a way that feels too specific to be random. And then it happens again with someone else. And then again. For most signs, this might feel unsettling or confusing. But Capricorn, you are ruled by Saturn, the planet of karma and cycles. When Saturn is activating change in your life, one of the first things it does is close old loops. It brings back unfinished business, not to punish you, but to give you the opportunity to complete what was left incomplete. These reappearances are not distractions. They are invitations to resolve, to release, to reconnect with what still has value, or to finally say the goodbye that was never properly said. Some of these people are returning because they have something to offer you in this new chapter. A door they can open, a piece of wisdom they carry, a reminder of who you were before life made you harder and more guarded than you needed to be. Others are returning simply so you can see how far you have come. You look at them and you realize, I have grown. I am not who I was when I last knew this person. And that recognition is important. It tells you that the work you have been doing on yourself, the quiet, persistent, very Capricorn kind of work, has actually been producing results. Pay attention to who is coming back and what they represent to you. Not every reappearance is significant, but in this period several of them are. Saturn does not waste your time with meaningless repetition. If someone is showing up again, there is a reason. Your job is not to overthink it, which we both know is your temptation. Your job is to be present, to notice what feelings come up, and to ask yourself honestly, does this person belong in what I am building? Or does their return simply mark the end of a chapter? The closing of old loops is one of the clearest signs that a new chapter is opening. When Saturn clears the deck, it means something new is ready to be placed there. Let the past come back long enough to be resolved. Then let it go. The future you are being prepared for has no room for the weight you have been carrying. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Sign 3. Your tolerance for certain situations has dropped to 0. There are things you used to put up with that you simply cannot tolerate anymore. Maybe it is a certain dynamic in a relationship, someone who takes more than they give, or someone who consistently dismisses your feelings. Maybe it is a work environment where your contributions are overlooked or undervalued. Maybe it is a habit you have maintained for years that you suddenly see clearly for what it is. Something that has been holding you back, costing you energy, keeping you in a smaller version of your life than you deserve. This drop in tolerance is not a sign that you are becoming difficult. It is a sign that you are becoming aligned. Capricorn, you have spent a great deal of your life being patient. And you are right to be proud of your patience. It is one of your greatest strengths. But patience that serves growth is very different from patience that enables stagnation. The patience you have been applying to certain situations in your life has not been the productive kind. It has been the kind that keeps you stuck, the kind that mistakes endurance for wisdom. When big change is coming for Capricorn, the sign always starts to feel a sharp internal resistance to what is no longer working. This is Saturn doing a kind of internal audit. Saturn asks, what in your life is worth the energy you are giving it? What is producing a return in growth, in connection, in meaning? And what is simply consuming you without giving anything back? The results of that audit show up as this sudden, sometimes uncomfortable intolerance for the things and people and patterns that are failing the test. Listen to this signal. Do not dismiss it as impatience or irritability. It is discernment. It is the part of you that knows your time and energy are precious, that the next chapter of your life requires you to show up fully, and that you cannot show up fully while you are still draining yourself in situations that have no future. The things you cannot tolerate anymore are telling you exactly what needs to change. You already know what they are. The question is whether you are willing to act on what you know. Sign 4. Your standards for what you want have gotten clearer and higher. You used to be somewhat vague about what you wanted. You knew in general terms security, stability, success, recognition, a life that felt earned and meaningful. But when it came to the specifics, you were flexible. Maybe too flexible. Maybe there were times you accepted versions of what you wanted that were significantly less than what you actually needed, because you told yourself that the perfect version was too much to ask for, that realistic people adjust their expectations. But something has changed. The picture of what you want has gotten sharper. You can see it more clearly now. And because you can see it clearly, the compromised versions feel even more unsatisfying than they used to. This is not arrogance. This is not greed. This is clarity, and clarity is one of the most powerful things that can happen to a Capricorn. Because when you are clear, you are unstoppable. Capricorn energy is already highly goal-oriented. You are wired to pursue objectives. But when the objectives are vague, even your tremendous discipline can end up working hard towards something that is not quite right, building a structure that looks impressive from the outside but does not feel like home from the inside. When the picture gets clear, truly clear down to the specifics, then all of that Capricorn drive and patience and persistence has a real target. And real targets for Capricorn get hit. The sharpening of your vision is a sign that you are close to being ready. The universe does not get specific with you until you are capable of receiving what it is showing you. The fact that you now know what you want, in your relationships, in your work, in your daily life, in the way you want to feel when you wake up in the morning, means you have grown into someone who can actually receive it. Let the clarity stand. Do not talk yourself back into vagueness. The higher standard is the right standard. Sign 5. Small opportunities are arriving in unusual places. You are not getting a big, obvious, impossible to miss opportunity right now. That is not how change starts for Capricorn. For you, the big opportunities always start as small ones. A casual conversation with someone you barely know. An invitation you almost turned down. A random piece of information that lands in your hands at exactly the right moment. A door that opens just a crack, just enough for you to see that there is something worth walking toward on the other side. These small opportunities have been showing up, and you may have been underestimating them because they do not look like what you expected. Capricorn, your ambition sometimes works against you here. You have a picture in your mind of what a real opportunity looks like, formal, structured, clear, with a defined path to a defined goal. And when something shows up that does not match that picture, your practical nature can cause you to dismiss it too quickly. But change rarely arrives for any sign the way they expect it. It always comes in through a side door, in the form of something that seems small or unrelated or almost accidental. The difference between the people who catch a transformation and the people who miss it is almost always attention. It is whether you are present enough, curious enough, and humble enough to look twice at the small things. Look twice. The opportunity that changes your trajectory might be dressed in the clothes of a small inconvenience, a detour, or an unexpected conversation. Capricorn, you have the instincts to recognize what is worth pursuing. Right now, your job is to make sure those instincts are given enough information to work with. Do not pre-filter so aggressively that the real opening never gets a chance to show itself to you. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Sign 6. You have been thinking about what legacy means to you. This is a deeply Capricorn thought. Not many signs think about legacy the way you do, but lately it has been on your mind more than usual. What do you want to leave behind? What do you want to be known for? Not famous, that might not even interest you, but known. Known among the people whose opinions actually matter to you. Known for having lived a life of substance, of contribution, of having done something that mattered. When Capricorn starts thinking about legacy in a new and more urgent way, it is almost always because something inside has recognized that a chapter is ending and a more important one is beginning. You are not just building a career or a relationship or a financial safety net anymore. You are building something that will outlast the immediate moment. You are starting to see your life in longer terms, in terms of what you will have contributed when you look back from a place of age and wisdom. This is an expansion of perspective, and it is a powerful sign. It means you have outgrown the shorter-term goals that have been occupying your attention, and you are ready for something with more meaning, more weight, more purpose. This is not a midlife crisis. This is Capricorn arriving at a new level of their purpose. The sea goat climbs, and every plateau reveals a higher summit. You have reached a plateau, and you can see the next summit clearly, and it is shaped like the answer to the question, what does my life mean and what will it have meant? Do not dismiss these thoughts as philosophy or distraction. They are direction. Follow them. They are pointing you toward exactly what you are supposed to build next. Sign 7. Your body is asking for rest in a new way. You have always pushed through. That is the Capricorn way. There is work to do and you do it. There is a goal to reach and you reach it. Rest is something you schedule if you schedule it at all, and even then your mind tends to stay active. But lately your body has been giving you signals that are harder to ignore. A fatigue that goes beyond physical tiredness. A heaviness that feels like your whole system is saying not forward, not yet, down, rest, restore. This is not a sign that something is wrong with you. This is a sign that your system is preparing for something big. Before any major expansion, there is a period of what looks like rest but is actually deep internal work. The body processes what the mind is still sorting through. The nervous system integrates the lessons of the chapter that is ending. The cells do the quiet work of preparing for the energy that will be required in what comes next. Capricorn tends to interpret rest as wasted time. You have a long history of pushing through exhaustion in service of goals that seem too important to pause for. But right now, the rest is the work. Allowing your body and your mind to genuinely slow down, to stop producing for a moment, to simply be still. This is not a failure of discipline. This is a higher form of it. The most disciplined thing you can do right now is give yourself the restoration your system is asking for. When big change is coming, your system knows it needs reserves. It knows that the sprint is coming and it is trying to fill the tank. Let it. Sleep more. Move gently. Eat things that feel nourishing rather than convenient. Give yourself permission to do less for a period without calling it laziness. The rest is preparing you. When the moment arrives, and it is arriving, you will need everything your system has. Fill yourself now. Sign 8. Your relationship with money has started to shift. This does not mean you are suddenly spending recklessly, or that your practical approach to finances has gone out the window. You are still a Capricorn. You are still going to track the numbers and make the cautious decisions and think long-term. But something in how you think and feel about money has been quietly changing. Maybe you are starting to see it less as just security and more as a tool for building something meaningful. Maybe you are starting to feel that some of the caution you have exercised has crossed over into restriction, into a fear that has been keeping you from investing in yourself and your ideas. Maybe you are starting to feel worthy of more than you have allowed yourself to pursue. This shift in relationship with money is significant for Capricorn because your material world and your sense of self-worth are deeply connected. Saturn rules both. When your inner world shifts, your outer relationship with resources shifts with it. A Capricorn who starts to feel more deserving will start to move differently. More confidently, more strategically, with a clearer sense of what is worth investing in and what is not. Pay attention to the specific nature of this shift. What feels different? Is it that you are less afraid of risk? Is it that you are thinking bigger? Is it that you have started to feel that the safety net you have been building might actually be large enough that you can start using some of it to build forward rather than just holding it in reserve? Whatever the shift is, it is pointing you toward the next financial chapter of your life, one that is likely more expansive and more aligned with your actual values than the chapter you have been living in. Trust this shift. Your relationship with money is a map of your inner world. When it changes, it means your inner world has changed. And that is always a sign that something bigger is on its way. Sign 9. You have started to feel grateful in a way you were not before. Capricorn is not typically described as a grateful sign. You are described as ambitious, hardworking, practical, serious. Gratitude sounds soft to you sometimes, sounds like the kind of thing people say when they have given up on wanting more. But that is not what this is. This gratitude you are feeling is different. It is not resignation. It is not settling. It is a genuine, almost surprising sense of appreciation for what you have already built, for who you have already become, for the distance you have already traveled from where you started. This kind of gratitude, the kind that comes from genuine recognition of growth, is a powerful sign in a Capricorn's life. It means you have stopped only looking ahead long enough to see how far you have already come. And that recognition does something important. It tells your system that your efforts have not been wasted, that the discipline and the patience and the long hours and the deferred gratification have actually produced something real. You have a foundation, a real one, and you are starting to feel it beneath your feet. When Capricorn develops this kind of grounded gratitude, it almost always precedes a significant leap forward. Why? Because you cannot fully receive the next level until you have genuinely acknowledged what you have already earned. The universe does not give more to those who have not yet recognized what they have been given. But when you stop, look around and say, yes, this is real, this is good, I built this, then the signal goes out that you are ready for the next level of building. Let yourself feel this gratitude without apologizing for it or rushing past it. You have earned it, and it is pointing you exactly where you need to go next. Sign 10, you feel quietly certain that this time is different. This is the last sign, and in many ways it is the most important one. Not because it is louder than the others, it is actually one of the quietest, but because it is the most foundational. There is something in you right now that is simply quietly certain. Not arrogant, not loud, not boastful, just certain. Certain that the work you are doing now means something. Certain that the direction you are moving in is the right one. Certain that this particular season, this particular window, is different from the ones that came before. You have had hope before and watched it not quite work out. You have made plans before and watched them take longer than expected, or go differently than you intended. You have believed in the possibility of change before, and then found yourself in a similar place a year later. Those experiences have made you careful about hope. They have made you guard against the kind of naive optimism that gets people hurt, that gets people disappointed. Capricorn does not like disappointment. Capricorn does not like losing ground. But this certainty you are feeling now is not naive optimism. It does not feel like the hope you have felt before, the kind that is bright and urgent and slightly desperate. This feels different. This feels quiet and steady and deep. It feels like something you know rather than something you want. And that difference is everything. Wanting is the language of longing. Knowing is the language of readiness. In Capricorn, you are ready. This quiet certainty is not a feeling to be tested or doubted or explained away. It is a signal. It is your deeper intelligence, the part of you that has been paying attention even when you were not paying attention, telling you that the conditions are right, that the work has paid off, that the season has shifted, that the big change you have been patiently, persistently, very Capricornly waiting for is no longer somewhere in the future. It is here. It is now. It is already in motion. Trust it. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. Capricorn, you have spent most of your life being the steady one, the reliable one, the one who shows up, who does the work, who builds slowly and carefully and without fanfare. You have been the one others count on, the one who holds things together, the one who keeps climbing even when the path gets steep and the summit seems impossibly far away. And there have been times, quiet times, when no one else was watching, when you wondered if all of that steady effort was leading somewhere or if it was simply who you were, someone who works hard and expects very little back. This is not that time. This is the opposite of that time. The 10 signs you heard in this video are not imagination. They are not wishful thinking dressed up in spiritual language. They are the real, recognizable patterns that show up in Capricorn's life when Saturn is moving something significant into place. And Saturn always delivers. It is slower than every other planet, it is more demanding than every other force in your chart, but when it moves something into place for you, it stays. It does not give you luck. It gives you structure. It gives you permanence. It gives you the kind of reward that is built to last. The change that is brewing for you now is not a temporary upswing. It is a realignment. It is the universe saying, you have done the work, you have served the process, you have learned what this chapter had to teach you, and now it is time for the next one. The next one is bigger. The next one is more aligned with who you have become rather than who you were when this journey started. The next one will ask more of you, yes, because you are now capable of more. But it will also give more. In meaning, in connection, in the sense that your life is going somewhere that actually matters to you. You are not waiting anymore, Capricorn. The waiting is over. The signs are already there. The question is simply whether you are willing to see them, to trust them, and to walk through the door that is already opening. You have always been brave enough to climb. You have always been patient enough to wait for the right moment. Now the right moment is here. Walk through. The next chapter of your life is already being written, and it is everything you have worked for.